would be a VMware Player, but that's getting really difficult to find online because they kind of bury it on their website. So you're going to want to go to New. I'm going to name mine Peppermint 7. It's Linux. This is built, I believe, on top of Ubuntu, so we're just going to select 64-bit. Go 1024 memory, just to see what happens. That's about a gig. We'll go with the minimal requirements, VDI, virtualbox disk image. I do dynamically allocated, just because I have a feeling this won't take up too much space. 8 gig should be fine for this. And now it's going to give you this option in the menu. It'll be powered off. You can either right click to start or double click it to power it on. Okay, here we are back again. I've double clicked the Peppermint 7 entry in my VirtualBox virtual machine list, and it'll come to select startup disk. And we don't want to install a Red Hat server, so find where you have the ISO here. For me, it's just under downloads. So open that up, make sure it comes up here. Click start. It'll take a little bit to run. You're essentially, loading the operating system. So I don't really want to try it. I just want to install the OS. If I don't like it, I could just get rid of it. That's no big deal. I want it to, auto capture the keyboard. That's no big deal. I just click these out of the way. And this might take just a minute. Alrighty. After waiting a little bit, after clicking into the disk, you'll be clicking through a bunch of generic install options. For me, this is going to be English. It's really fun to, now that I see some of these languages, something that's kind of fun is if you're learning like a new language to actually install an OS, like a distro of Linux in some different language. Like right here I can see Icelandic and Norwegian. It's kind of fun to do, to stumble around inside, like just to see how much you can figure out from context and whatnot. But for now, I'm going to pick English and continue. For time's sake, I'll do download updates. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to be really doing too much with this, so I'm going to leave the third-party software out. Install it if I need it. I usually encrypt new Linux distributions just to get into the habit of doing it. Install now. Security key. I don't know. For this, I'm just going to do something simple. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. That'd be cruel. Since I want to keep this a quick video, I'm not going to overwrite empty disk space. Install now. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that error was, but let's see if it comes without disk. I bet it's because I didn't wipe the whole thing. Okay, well I'm gonna have to go up and look into that. That's an interesting error. I'm not quite sure what was happening there, but at least I have a video record of it now. And I'm gonna keep it in too because it's interesting. Well, my installation failed, so this has gone to more of a troubleshooting video than it is actually installing it. I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, until I figure out what the deal with the installation was, this is Peppermint Linux 7 running off the live image, and it's, I mean, the closest thing it reminds me to is it's very colorful and blocky, almost like Windows 10. That's interesting. I keep wanting to listen to the white stripes while I'm doing this. That should come default with all of the distributions. Okay. looks like, I mean, there's an awful lot of text in the start menu. I think it would do well to be a bit more sparse. That's probably my criticism so far. I mean, it looks nice. It looks fairly functional. Open up a terminal, see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, the defaults look very Ubuntu in terms of its coloration and structure. We'll see if we can install Peppermint from the desktop in running live. So let's continue. Let's uncheck everything. Let's keep this as bare bones as possible right now. Erase disk and install. Let's just not touch anything else. We're going to kill all of that. And when you see this and you're going through Oracle, it's not going to cross out of Oracle and like destroy your entire computer hard drive. What it's basically telling you is like the separate, little virtual partition that it has created for this is all that's going to be overwritten. And the first time I did that and wasn't really aware of it in VM Player, I kind of freaked out because I thought I had destroyed my machine. But no, it's no big deal. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up staying at this installation screen for a few minutes. This is a fairly small distro. We didn't enable any of the bells and whistles like automatically download updates or download the third-party content. Don't encrypt anything. So it should be done a couple minutes, 5 minutes tops probably. And it's not quite done yet, but I thought this was an interesting thing to put on the installation screen. Their web-driven hybrid philosophy. The philosophy behind Peppermint is to provide a fully functional desktop with minimal locally installed applications out of the box through the use of web apps, but not to compromise its ability to install applications locally. That's interesting. Unlike other cloud operating systems, Peppermint doesn't impose limitations or make choices for you. That reminds me of, I guess, a couple Google videos I was looking at earlier today about progressive web apps and how pretty cool. I first heard of them a few weeks ago. I was at the bar with a friend, and he showed me the Washington Post one, and it was pretty damn cool. It seemed to mix a lot of the native app functionality with an actual web app, and that seems like it'd be pretty handy in a mobile environment. But I'm not really a front-end or mobile developer. I do back-end data crunching stuff, at least for me so far. That's been pretty fun. I like Python. That's my game. Well, here's a little bit more interesting about their integration with web apps and the local environments. They have, in Peppermint, a web application integration utility that still, it definitely reminds me of progressive web apps. ICE allows seamless integration of web apps into the system menus and delivers them to the desktop, not to be confused with shortcuts. ICE is a site-specific browser framework that launches web apps that function and appear as though they are locally installed applications. The latest version allows ICE applications to be launched by Firefox as well as Chrome and Chromium. And I bet that works with the same technology that... Interesting. I'm going to have to look into that too. That might be a future video to see how they're actually going about doing that. And here we go. The installation has finished. It's going to prompt you to restart. Until we restart, we're still going to be on the live the live install or the live image. So nothing you save or do is going to keep on into the actual installed operating system. So we'll restart. Well, that kind of looks cool. It's gonna pop up again. Make sure nothing broke. Here's the boot up. Very cool. God, that looks like a 90s game. Like I'm going to have Doom loading in like 5 minutes. Cool. terminal. Connectivity comes installed out of the box, so there doesn't look like there's anything you need to do. Anything that was kind of a pain in the ass with backtracking Kali, is you had to actually enable the adapters. But let's see what we got here. Install. That's cool. Looks like you can choose what browser will open it. I'm assuming Chrome and Chromium aren't installed. Firefox is default. That's kind of cool. This kind of reminds me of like a Chromebook, honestly, with the whole Google Apps thing. But, well, that's all I've got. Show you how to install it. Showed you what to do in case of something breaking. Just kind of go through it again with different settings and see what happens. Might have to submit that as a bug. Not sure. So, this is Mike, signing off. See ya. Thanks for watching.